Jake is 22 years old. He is hauling junk, furniture, broken appliances, bags of trash from a foreclosed house in a neighborhood he does not live in. He is doing this for a guy he found on Craigslist who is paying him $80 cash for 4 hours of work. And as Jake carries a cracked toilet to the dumpster in the driveway, a woman walks past with her dog. She does not make eye contact. She crosses slightly to the other side of the sidewalk, not dramatically, just enough. Jake notices. The homeowner across the street watches Jake from his front window, not in a threatening way, just in the way you watch someone you have already decided is not worth engaging with. Jake carries the toilet to the dumpster, and nobody says a word to him. This is what $0 looks like from the outside. You are part of the job, part of the scenery, part of something that needs to be dealt with before the neighborhood returns to normal. Level 1, $0 to $10,000. Jake works a retail job now. He wears a uniform, a name tag, a smile he has practiced until it feels involuntary, and he watches something happen every single day that he cannot quite believe. Customers treat him differently based on what they think he earns. A woman in expensive clothes asks to speak to a manager because Jake told her the item she wants is out of stock. Not because Jake was rude, but because delivering bad news while wearing a name tag makes you the target. A man counts out cash at the register and then recounts it while making eye contact with Jake, as if Jake might somehow take it between counts. Jake is not angry. He is 22. He does not have the language for what he is feeling yet, but he is watching and remembering. Level 2, $10,000 to $50,000. Jake is 25. He has a better job now. Business casual clothes, no name tag, and the difference in how strangers treat him is immediate and disorienting. He goes to the same coffee shop he went to when he wore a uniform, and the barista who used to barely acknowledge him now makes conversation, asks his name, remembers his order the second time. Jake is the same person, the same face, the same personality. The only thing that changes is the clothes. And the clothes change everything. He goes to a car dealership to look at a used vehicle, and a salesperson approaches him within 30 seconds, not to check if he belongs there, but to help him, genuinely help him, because his clothes say he might buy something. Jake buys the car and drives home understanding something about the world that he did not fully understand before. That strangers do not respond to who you are. They respond to what they think you can afford. Level 3, $50,000 to $250,000. Jake is 29. He has crossed into a new social territory, and it comes with its own unexpected dynamics. Strangers are helpful now, actively helpful. The maitre d' at a restaurant Jake visits for the first time seats him immediately, without a reservation, because Jake's clothes and watch signal someone worth accommodating. The man at the hotel front desk upgrades Jake's room without being asked, because the signals Jake sends say he is someone who might notice and matter. But here's the unexpected thing that happens at this level. Jake starts to feel the performance of it, the way people are helpful, not because they know him, not because they genuinely care, but because his appearance tells them there might be something in it for them. And Jake realizes that being treated well by strangers is not the same as being respected by them. Level 4, $250,000 to $1 million. Jake is 34. He walks into a luxury car dealership, not because he is buying a car today, but because he is curious. And the experience is genuinely different from every dealership he has ever been in before. The salesperson offers him a drink before mentioning a single price, shows him the most expensive model first, treats every preference Jake expresses as automatically valid. And when Jake says he wants to think about it and leaves without buying anything, the salesperson hands him a card and says, "Take all the time you need." No pressure. None of the energy Jake felt in his 20s. When leaving without buying felt like a social failure. At this level, strangers do not just treat you well. They compete to accommodate you. And Jake realizes that at a certain wealth level, the entire social world around you reorganizes to tell you yes. Level 5, $1 million to $10 million. Jake is 39, and something strange has happened to how strangers treat him. They treat him carefully. There is a new quality to the interactions, a slight overcorrectness, a deliberateness that was not there before. Because people at this level often know roughly who Jake is, or know someone who does, and the social consequences of treating someone worth $10 million badly are real and traceable in a way that the social consequences of ignoring a junk hauler never were. Jake goes to a restaurant and the owner comes to his table, not because Jake asked, but because someone told the owner who Jake is. And at this level, Jake realizes something that genuinely surprises him. Being recognized everywhere you go is not freedom. It is a different kind of constraint. Level 6, $10 million to $1 billion. Jake is 45. He barely interacts with the strangers anymore. He interacts with people whose job is to interact with him: assistants, managers, concierge services, private bankers, people who exist in a layer between Jake and the random friction of ordinary life. A stranger has not spoken to Jake without introduction in years, and the absence of ordinary stranger interaction, that daily unpredictable human texture that everyone else lives inside, is something Jake thinks about sometimes, not with the regret exactly, but with a quiet awareness that in removing all the discomfort of being unknown, something else was removed too, something that turns out to have been valuable. Level 7, $1 billion to $10 billion. Jake has read about what this level feels like. He has met people who live here, and what they describe is not what most people imagine. They describe a kind of social quarantine, a world where everyone wants something, where no interaction is random, where every person in every room has calculated their approach in advance, where the person carrying your groceries, the person checking your coat, the person serving your dinner, all of them know roughly who you are and adjust their behavior accordingly. And the trash-hauling 22-year-old who was invisible to the woman with the dog has become the opposite of invisible. So visible, so known, so surrounded by people performing helpfulness and deference. That genuine human contact, the accidental kind, the kind you get carrying a cracked toilet to a dumpster with no one watching, has become the rarest thing in the world. Here's the truth about how strangers treat you at every level of wealth. At $0, you are invisible. At $10 billion, you are never invisible. And the people at both ends of that spectrum are both searching for the same thing: to be seen as a person, rather than as a signal of what they have, or do not have. The levels in the middle, the ones where most ordinary Americans spend their lives, are the levels where that balance is most possible, where you are visible enough to be treated well and unknown enough to be treated honestly. And that, more than any number in any account, might be where the real wealth is. You have been decoded. If this video made you think about how the world sees you and how you see the world, subscribe to Money Decoder 3004. Every single week, we decode the social and financial forces shaping every American's life. Simply, honestly, and clearly. Drop a comment below. Have you ever been treated differently by a stranger because of how you looked or what you were doing? Tell me your story. I read every single comment, and I will see you in the next decode.